How is it going, my heroes, my villains, and everybody in between? Sean Ross here, and welcome back, guys, to another live reaction to My Hero Academia, new haircut edition. Because as you guys can probably already tell, while we were on break with My Hero, I managed to get a haircut waiting for this new chapter. But wait no more, because the latest chapter is finally here, and I'm excited to see where we are going to go, especially after reading the title for this new chapter. This should be interesting. So, we are on manga chapter number 249, and the title of the chapter is The Hellish Todoroki Residence.
We're at the threshold of hell!
Oh boy. You can already feel just how awkward this Todoroki family dinner is going to be. And the fact that Deku and Bakugo are along for the ride and they are going to witness firsthand the dynamic of Shoto's family at dinner.
Oh, this is awkward.
It's going to be interesting, to say the least. But coming off of chapter 248, we ended that chapter off with Fuyumi calling up Endeavor and inviting him and the Trinity over for this dinner party. So we know that they are all going to be involved, but is Natsuo also involved to this family dinner party? I don't believe Rei would be invited because I don't think she can leave the hospital just yet, so I don't think we're going to see Shoto's mom. But one thing that I am most likely sure of is that we have got to get, in some way, shape, or form, a Touya reference during this dinner party. It's a Todoroki family dinner party. It's gonna get awkward. Things are going to be said, and if one of those things is not talked about is Touya, I'll kind of be surprised.
Patience, my friend.
This is just going to be a very interesting chapter, and I'm excited to dive into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's dive right in to chapter 249. And it looks like we're kicking off this chapter with a flashback to the last Todoroki family gathering, with that shot of Natsuo just yelling right back at Endeavor as he stormed out of the house.
I wanted to say that I'm sorry about everything.
Oh, good for you!
On the outside, he's the #1 hero, but he's carrying heavy burdens. I fully intend to confront my mistakes and atone for them. Every night as I fall asleep, I think about what, if anything, I can do for my family. Recently, I keep having the same dream. My wife and children are all happily sitting around the dinner table, and I am nowhere to be found. Damn! That's a heavy thought right there. The fact that subconsciously, Endeavor dreams about his family living their lives, but he is not involved in it in any way, shape, or form.
Out there, for that one moment, I forgot all about you.
But it's interesting to note that Touya, even subconsciously, Endeavor isn't including him. Like, he is still a part of the family, but it kind of makes you ask the question, like, what happened to Touya?
Really makes you think.
I mean, did he die? Like, I'm hoping we find out what happened to Touya, you know, whether Touya equals Dabi or Touya is something else entirely. I'm hoping we find out something about Touya and why he's kind of not involved in the family dynamic in real life and also within Endeavor's dream.
Patience, my friend.
But, Endeavor, you have a long road of redemption to walk. The #1's facilities are top-notch too.
Wake up! Wake up!
Wait a minute, is there a hotel system built into the agency? That actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, Endeavor's agency is the size of a skyscraper. It's basically the size of a hotel. So it makes sense that with all of that extra room, Endeavor incorporated a hotel dorm system for the sidekicks. Man, the sidekicks are living the lap of luxury right here. The Endeavor Hotel is open for business.
Everyone gets their own room. You should be comfortable. You've got your own AC, toilets, fridges, and closets.
The Endeavor agency has its own fully furnished residences, and we're eating and sleeping in the company of the Flaming Sidekickers. And there she is.
Hello, baby!
My girl Burnin striking a pose, and she looks really good. in this panel right here. Good morning. So how are you guys progressing?
Good morning, my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Yes! Fuck you too! Hey! Wake the fuck up!
Well, I think it is safe to say that Bakugo is not a morning person at all. He looks so pissed and tired just from being greeted by the sidekicks in the morning.
Aren't you tired for this?
Quit yelling at the crack of dawn.
Hello there.
And then, complete opposite, we got Deku, wide awake. He's got a smile on his face. Good morning, Burnin'. And he's actually greeting the sidekicks, who are just overly enthusiastic in the morning, just doing flame on morning poses. Damn. Not sure where Shoto is right now, but my best guess is that he's following right behind Deku and Bakugo. Have you been able to catch a villain faster than Endeavor yet? Oh, sorry. That was a little insensitive of me. I know. There's no way it would be that easy. And what morning would be complete without some sass coming from Burnin'? Oh, I love her.
Here I am.
And speaking of Shoto, we see him walking in right behind Deku and Bakugo.
What is that?
And if you look at Burnin', you can see a fire extinguisher attached to her back. Is that her support item? Does she fight crime with a fire extinguisher? Yo, she puts out the flames of villainy with her trusty fire extinguisher.
Here, use this.
And now I'm just kind of picturing her just spraying Bakugo with it, just to piss him off. Oh, that would be funny. Very cool. She uses the fire extinguisher. Awesome. But going back to Todoroki walking in, he says, "We came close yesterday. Let's not forget that feeling, you guys. Today's the day we surpass Endeavor."
LOL!
I like the positive attitude there, Todoroki, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. But he also says, "Good morning, Burnin'." I was the one who came close, asswipe. You're slow on your feet. Therefore, I'm better. Well, it looks like Bakugo's wide awake right now. Just because Icy Hot walked in, his senses went off and was like, I need to yell at him right now. And then Todoroki says, I just can't get used to emitting my flames from a single point. And then Deku, ignoring those two, just says, I think we're slowly but surely getting the hang of it. And then Burnin' looks kind of shocked right there. And then we got 3 panel shots showing some damage on our Trinity right here. You got some scrapes and bruises, some dirt, but their costumes are getting a bit tattered and torn. I guess there's no need for me to light a fire under you, huh?
We must be swift as the coursing river, with all the force of a great typhoon, with all the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon.
And look at these 3 panels right here. Them in action. These look awesome. And so, a week passed as we worked out in the field with the current Japanese #1.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Emphasis on current Japanese #1. That's interesting. So are we going to see instances of other #1 pro heroes from other countries?
Maybe.
Because otherwise, I feel like there wouldn't be a need to put an emphasis on current Japanese #1. That's interesting. In this world of pro heroes, where one's every action can directly influence the breadth of civilian casualties we earnestly chased after Endeavor, you must learn to do all the things that require focus in your sleep. By the time I set my mind on doing something, I have already sprung into action.
Get over
And we just see Endeavor taking out some wannabe thugs that just stole a briefcase from this businessman right here. So once again, Endeavor has beat the 3 of them in taking out some villains. But what he just said right there kind of brings us all the way back to the beginning of My Hero. Like, this saying right here is basically just like my body moved before I even had a chance to think.
There are stories about every hero, how they became great. Most have one thing in common. Their bodies moved before they had a chance to think. Almost on their own.
He's still showing off even at this stage. Right when it seems like we're about to catch him, he blasts off ahead. And you can just see how far off the Trinity are from where Endeavor is. They're not even close. And we could see Endeavor returning the briefcase to the businessman. Thank you, Endeavor. You're carrying cash lately, I see. My family, huh? Why don't you bring them all here? Oh, so now he's thinking about Fuyumi inviting them over for dinner. So far, I've only connected with them as heroes, and now you want me to bring them home? But the thought of us finally becoming a real family made me so happy. Fuyumi, how many times have you saved me?
Who's number 46,853?
I like the fact that Endeavor recognizes how hard Fuyumi has worked to try to bring the family together. And by him saying, like, how many times have you saved me? That is great to see Endeavor acknowledging how good Fuyumi has been for the family. And then Endeavor just shouting at the Trinity, let's go! Hell yeah, sure, yes sir! And it looks like we're transitioning over to the Todoroki household. We got the traditional Japanese abode, and it looks really nice. Got an epic action shot of the house right there. And Bakugo is just screaming, why though? Why are we here at your house? Why are we going to a dinner party? And Deku is just awestruck in the background, staring at the house. He's like, it's huge! Todoroki, this is your house? And Todoroki's just like, my sister invited us over for dinner. Why though? She wanted me to introduce her to my friends. Then tell her we aren't really friends. It's not too late. Gotcha. Bakugo, I love you, but you gotta attend this dinner party. He's trying every which way just to get out of it. Meanwhile, Endeavor is just like, let's just get this dinner night over with. Oh. Yumi. She looks gorgeous in this panel right here. Got the apron on and everything.
Oh! Oh, beautiful!
Thank you so much for coming, even though you're busy. Nice to meet you. Thanks for always looking after Shoto. I'm his older sister, Fuyumi. Sorry, I know this was sudden. Having everyone over was my selfish request. And then Bakugo is just walking in like, why though? I was happy to oblige. I hardly ever get invited over by friends. Oh, that's kind of sad, Deku. But I mean, that kind of makes sense considering he was kind of bullied when he was younger. But still, that's kind of sad. Natsuo's here too. I saw his shoes. We wanted to talk to you and your friends as a family. So Natsuo will be in attendance. Okay, let the awkward and tense dinner Todoroki party begin.
Itadakimasu!
No need to force yourself if there's something you don't like. And we just see everyone sitting at the table, digging into the massive spread that Fuyumi has prepared for this dinner.
Look at us. Hey, look at us.
Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought?
Not me.
But looking at Natsu, he's wearing a shirt that says back on the back of it. Going full on Deku with his shirt right here. I would not be surprised at all if his shirt also said front on the front of it. LOL! Everything's super delicious. The flavor has really soaked into this Tatsuta age, but the coating is still crunchy, and the delicate marinade dances on the tongue. And just look at Fuyumi just hearing this praise coming from Deku. She's like, thanks! I worked really hard on this dinner, so I'm glad you're enjoying it. And then meanwhile, Bakugo, of course, yelling, quit analyzing your food! Your rambling is making my Mapu tofu taste bad. Don't analyze, just eat the damn food. And then Natsu's like, of course it's good. Ever since the maid hurt her back and retired, Big Sis has been doing all the cooking. And his shirt does say front on the front of it. Well, I guess the added benefit would be if he ever put his shirt on wrong, you could easily tell which is the front and which is the back. But that's interesting to note that they did have a maid in the past, which I think we've seen her before in a flashback.
Hello there.
And then Deku just replies with, I see. You cook too, Natsu. We alternated. Really? Wait, so did I eat your cooking? Well, I wonder about that. I always over-seasoned mine, so Endeavor may not have allowed it.
And here we go.
Let them fight.
Here we go. The mood of this dinner just changed like that. You can just feel the awkwardness and the tension from just this panel.
Oh no!
Natsu just darting his gaze away from Endeavor, and then Endeavor just hearing what Natsu just said.
Well, this is awkward.
Deku and Bakugo can just feel the tension and the mood change for this dinner. But Fuyumi just grabs Natsu, trying to keep this dinner together, and just says, what kind of food do you eat at school, Shoto? Just trying to change the subject. At the cafeteria, sorry, I didn't realize. Next time, and it just got more awkward. Endeavor just tried to reply to what Natsu just said and talked over Shoto. Oh, this dinner's going from bad to worse. And Deku and Bakugo, as they're eating, are like, this is getting a bit awkward right here. And then Natsu is getting up. I came as promised. That's good enough, right? Thanks for the meal. Natsu, sorry sis, I just can't do this. And he just slides the door shut. Oh man, you just gotta feel so bad for Fuyumi right here.
It's so nice to have the family together for dinner.
And the dinner's just ruined. Feel so bad for Fuyumi right here. And now the cleanup begins. Endeavor's washing the dishes. We see Bakugo and Deku bringing the dishes into the kitchen. Kachan, you knew about everything? Huh? You guys were talking about it right next to me. You were listening? Talking back to the sports festival, yeah.
The life he's led is so different than mine. It sounds terrifying.
Bakugo knows about how bad of an upbringing Todoroki had within this household. Either way, sorry to make you help out like this. I'd feel bad for Midoriya if I didn't. Feel bad for Midoriya, but not Bakugo. It's not like I don't feel the same way Natsu does whatsoever, but we finally have this chance, you know? What do you think of Dad, Shoto? And then we just got a slight pause from Shoto right here. As far as I'm concerned, he's the one who gave me this burn.
Oh no!
Oh, I was not expecting to get a quick flashback to that.
I want to run away from this life. Mom, what are you saying?
Oh my god!
Now that's fucked up.
Just seeing the pots on the ground, just the boiling water evaporating. And you can see Rei just sobbing and crying, activating her ice. And she's putting a cloth over the burn she just gave Shoto, just shouting, I'm sorry. She's like, Shoto, I'm so sorry. Shoto, what have I done? What have I done? Like, as soon as she did it, she immediately regretted it.
That's rough, buddy.
I was not expecting to see this flashback right now. Like, this was very abrupt. Damn. Not expecting that at all. Mom endured it for years, and then it all boiled over.
Very poor choice of words.
Poor choice of words right there. I can't forgive him that easily after what he did to her. But, as we speak, Mom is trying her best to move past this. And we can see a letter in the background from her. Dear Shoto, have you been well? It's getting colder by the day, so I've been worried that you might catch a cold there. I've been doing well recently, so they're allowing me to go out more often. If I can keep this up, the doctors say they'll be able to discharge me soon. I really want to live together with you, Natsu, and Fuyumi, again. I'm going to keep trying my hardest to get better so that an incident like before will never happen again, since the beginning of the year, and then most likely the letter goes on. So she's slowly but surely getting better. Eventually she will be let out, but once again, no mention of Touya within that letter from her.
Really makes you think.
It really does make it sound like Touya is out of the picture, to where, like, he might have died, or at least they think he died. Whether or not he's Dabi or not still remains to be seen. But as we speak, Mom is trying her best to move past this. Honestly, I can't say for sure. I don't know what to think about our old man. I still just don't know. Bakugo. Hey! You're a guest in their house. There's no need for this amount of screaming. But honestly, I wouldn't expect anything less from him. He just barges in during this conversation and yells, "If you're gonna invite guests over, then quit showing us your family drama. There's still dishes to clean." I mean, Bakugo should have better manners and shouldn't be screaming, but I do kind of agree with him that because guests are over, now's not the time to be discussing the Todoroki family drama. "Ah, how careless of me. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it." And we just see Deku trying to diffuse this situation as Fuyumi's just like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I've heard about your circumstances from Todoroki. I just overheard the circumstances, but whatever. When I heard we were invited for dinner, I expected a pleasant, normal evening. And now my Szechuan Mapo tofu's ruined. Not the Szechuan sauce, anything but that."
Wow, this sauce is amazing. You said it was promoting a movie?
"I'm sorry, we heard your conversation." And Deku pauses for a little bit. "Todoroki, I think right now you're probably getting ready to forgive him." Deku is actually chiming in to this conversation.
But listen, meddling where you don't technically have to is the essence of being a hero.
And Todoroki's shocked. He's like, "Huh?" "In my opinion, if you really hated him, then it would be fine to just say, 'I'll never forgive you.' But you're an incredibly kind person. So to me, it looks like you're waiting for the right moment." I mean, the fact that the family drama is now out in the open and plus their guests in the house, they overheard everything, it makes sense that Deku can say this. He's good friends with Todoroki, but I like the fact that he's saying, it's like, "I know you're a good person, Shoto. And if you did hate your dad, you would just blatantly say, I'll never forgive you. But you're simply waiting for the right moment." And the fact that we can even see Natsu,
Hello there.
on the other side of the door, Bakugo notices him. And I guess you can kind of get the same feeling from Natsu. Like, I think Natsu is also waiting for the right moment to forgive him, but it's just so damn hard for him considering all the stuff that happened in the past. That's what you're going through right now. And then Endeavor can hear this conversation going on. So everyone can just hear the conversations going on in this house. Very thin walls in the Todoroki household right now. Waiting. Huh. And we see Endeavor carrying some food. "What can I do for my family at this stage? Recently, I keep having the same dream." And it looks like he's got some type of like altar set up. "I wish you were there too." Touya. There it is.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
The other child who's no longer there. So he has an altar in the home built for Touya. Yeah, so Touya in their eyes is definitely out of the picture. Whether they think he's died or just gone remains to be seen. I mean, let the fan theories rise up yet again for those Dabi theorists being like, "Oh, that looks exactly like Dabi." It could be Dabi in his younger days. It definitely could. Or it could not. We don't know.
Coincidence? I think not!
And as strange as it sounds, I'm getting Tales of Ba Sing Se, Avatar: The Last Airbender, like Iroh setting up the altar for his son and singing Leaf from the Vine.
Happy birthday, my son. If only I could have helped you. Leaves from the vine, falling so slow, like fragile, tiny shells drifting in the foam.
Like, it's not as emotional. Like, I cried during that. This isn't as emotional for me, but it's giving me the same type of vibe to where you have a father going over to an altar and just, you know, praying and giving respects to a lost son. That's what we're having with Endeavor right here. So that's the end of the chapter. So are we going to get some flashback diving a bit more into what happened with Touya? Because next chapter is chapter 250. So I think a nice way to make that a big chapter would be to finally reveal some of the backstory on what happened with Touya. Whether or not he's dead, ran away, he's just missing, whether or not he's Dabi or not, or Gaten, whatever may happen, I am looking forward to learning more about Touya. So with that, guys, that right there is my live reaction to chapter 249 of My Hero Academia. But now I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on the events of this chapter. What did you guys think of the Todoroki family dinner, and did it go about as well and awkward as you guys were expecting it to? And were you guys surprised at all with Deku meddling in and giving his 2 cents to Shoto about his feelings towards Endeavor? And lastly, with that Touya altar at the end, what do you guys think is going on with Touya? Is he dead? Is he missing? Is he still alive? Is he Dabi? Is he Gaten? And could we possibly be diving into some Touya backstory with chapter 250? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon. That way you guys can be alerted for every new MHA reaction that shows up on the channel. But if you guys want to talk about other things or get alerts outside of YouTube, feel free to also follow me over on Twitter. A link to my Twitter account can be found in the description down below. But that's going to do it from here, guys. So until next week, when we have chapter 250, the big 250 of My Hero Academia, I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, go beyond plus ultra.